Home prices in the Fraser Valley are about to get really bad. And that's because the market peaked earlier this year due to rapidly increasing interest rates, after a crazy couple of years of borrowing costs being virtually zero. And yes, they're only going to get worse from here. In fact, they're going to get really, really bad really quickly. So that is what today's video is all about. And if you subscribe to the channel right now, you can come back time and time again to find out how bad it's going to get in the coming months. Yes, the housing prices are already showing that they are down 21% in some areas like Mission and Langley. But soon you're going to hear that housing prices are down 40% or more in some spots. Before we talk about how bad the market is going to get and why, this is the first video on the channel after the latest stats release from the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. So that makes this the Surrey Report. And here is my team with the latest benchmark prices for the City of Surrey.
We had 118 sales of detached homes in November of 2022. That is less than half of November of 2021. We have a benchmark price of $1,538,700, and that is a reduction of 2.9% month over month, and a further reduction of 3.7% year over year. And have a very Merry Christmas.
Looking at our townhouse market, we had a total of 120 sales in the month of November. That is down 55% from 266 sales in the same period last year. Our benchmark price is $821,400. That is down 0.8% month over month, but still up 1.3% year over year.
And in condos, benchmark price is around $515,000. Now that's a 2.4% decrease month over month, but it's a 3.9% increase year over year.
Yep, the numbers are now really showing the effects of the rapidly decreasing market, but they're about to get a whole lot worse, and here's why. The fact is that in most markets and categories, except for maybe in some condos, the market peaked in February or March of 2022. But when the numbers and statistics are released, they are always looked at by either a month over month or year over year basis. What that means is how much the market has changed since 30 days ago or since exactly 12 months ago. And well, since the market only peaked about 9 or maybe 10 months ago, it was still going up at the time of which we're currently comparing to in the year over year numbers. So even though today detached home prices in the city of Mission are sitting around $940,000, and last year they were at over 1.06 million. Well, they didn't peak until March at almost another 30% higher, or $1,342,000. So even if prices were to level off today, which, let's face it, probably won't happen for another few months, coming up in March, the stats are going to say that the market has dropped from the peak as much as 30%. And let me tell you, these are the numbers that you are going to hear in the news, because the news loves shock and awe. And instead of using benchmark price, the news and bubble bursting Facebook pages are going to focus on the numbers that tell them the story that, well, they want to tell. For example, detached homes again back in Mission were $1,091,241 if you only look at the average price a year ago. And now a year later, that price is closer to $855,000, or a 21.6% decrease. But get ready, because in March of this last year, prices peaked at $1.387 million. So in March, the shocking numbers are going to show that, yes, the detached market in Mission has already dropped 38% since the top. And yes, they are still going down from there. So likely that number will be much higher. Now, this is not a good thing for those people that bought at the top, but does it mean that the market in Mission is finished and everybody's about to lose their homes to the banks? Well, in reality, no. You see, sure, prices went up and now they're coming back down. And yes, mortgages are going to be getting much more expensive for anybody that has to renew. But remember that price increase of nearly 30% in Mission of detached homes? It basically happened over a 3-month period and then disappeared just as fast. In fact, the last $100,000 only lasted for a 30-day period. And in that 30-day period, which was February, by the way, only 50 detached homes sold in Mission. And according to MissionCityRecord.com, the city itself has 14,701 dwellings, 9,100 of which are single-family homes, meaning that, yes, 0.54% of detached homes in Mission sold at the peak, which overall probably won't affect the overall housing market in that city a ton. However, at the same time, 432 detached homes have sold in the city of Mission over the last 12 months. And that means, yes, 4.74% of the detached homes in the city are for sure worth less now than what the owner paid just within the last year. And of course, that is a much worse stat that has a better chance of affecting a market. But again, that leaves 90, or let's call it 95% of owners with more equity within that city than their original purchase price, whenever that was. And looking at the overall market, Mission and maybe some other parts of the valley are the worst of the worst. So this is what you're going to see on the news. And you likely won't see the same reporting in areas like Surrey, where the peak to trough numbers are, well, a whole lot less. And that trend continues into Burnaby and Vancouver, where as you get closer to the city core, prices seem to stabilize. Because, well, those areas never went up as fast, so they're obviously not going to come down as fast either. And this all leads me to believe that, yes, we had a crazy couple of years of ups and downs, but things are getting back to normal. And yes, the city will be and should be worth more than the suburbs all the way out into the valley. Speaking of which, if you do need real estate help in Surrey or the Fraser Valley, you can book a call with me right now down below in the description with just a few simple clicks. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in a couple of days.